Hello everyone, on today's episode of the 1 Year Life Challenge, we're going to talk about the one most important thing in the world, so stay tuned. Hello everyone, as mentioned in the intro, today I want to talk about the one most important thing in the world. I know you're interested to find out, Brad, what could be the most important thing in the world with all these things going on in our lives? And I know that you're keen to find out, but hold on, because I'm going to start with a quote. And that quote is, "The man who chases two rabbits catches neither." The great, amazing Confucius. So what is the one most important thing in the world? Well, I'll start with a story. So in my life, especially about 5 years ago when I was juggling jobs and trying to make my way through the corporate ladder, I believed in this thing called multitasking, which was simultaneously doing tasks. And it was a real buzzword. You've got to be able to multitask. You've got so much on your plate. You've got to be able to do all these things. And the reality is that multitasking is doing lots of things poorly, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. And science has always also proved that multitasking doesn't exist. Your mental focus just shifts. And it takes a few moments to realign your mental focus. You're just wasting mental energy by going through multitasking. And that was something that I had to learn the hard way, as I did a lot of things poorly. So when did I learn, and what did I learn about the most important thing in the world? Well, there's a book called The Most Important Thing by Gary Keller. And that book talks about how the one most important thing in the world, so we've got this big thing that's happening right now, the most important thing is whatever you're doing right now. That is it. That's as simple as and difficult it is, because what you're doing right now is all that exists. Everything else is memories of echoes of your past. Everything future is predictions that are always wrong. So what you're doing right now is the most important thing in the world. And by making it the most important thing in the world, it becomes special and spectacular. So how do we reveal the most important things in our life? Because it seems so simple to understand this statement, but the power of it when you activate it is just incredible. The ability to just sit with someone, look them in the eyes and really listen and just treat them like the most important person in the world creates what would have been a simple transactional conversation into a deep and meaningful moment that both of you could remember forever. So the first way to start revealing what's important is to declutter things. Having too many things in your life means that it's hard to find out what right now is the most important thing in the world. When you open your closet and there's 300 t-shirts, you don't know what the most important t-shirt is. It's so hard, there's too much choice. People quite often say that one item is no choice, two items is choice, and three items is confusion. And really, the amount of things in our life, we've got enough. Listen, 750,000 years of human evolution, we probably had a spear and a bowl, and we were getting along great, and we were evolving, and we were one of the most dominant species on the planet, and we're happy. And we did art and painting, and we grieved our loved ones, and we had culture. So get rid of things, unnecessary things. I know a lot of people go, but Brad, doesn't matter, it's just sitting there, it's not a problem. It is a problem. Your brain, your subconscious takes notice of up to 5 trillion bits of information per second. And if it's in your life, it exists. Number 2, declutter people. You cannot be all things to all people, and you cannot be liked by everyone. So stop trying. The shoulders should drop. There's people in your life who need to move on, that you're holding back. I know it's hard for us to admit. We think we're spiritual and enlightened, we're on the 1 year challenge, we're becoming better. There are people that you keep dragging back into your life and don't need to be there. There's people you're still trying to convince to change their ways who don't want to hear it anymore. It's time to declutter. You don't need 9,000 Facebook friends. You just need whatever comes into your life. Declutter the unnecessary appointments, the unnecessary drinks with people. Just declutter the people, and guess what? Amazing people will create space for the people you really love, who truly love you, to come into your life and to spend time with you. Number 3, declutter your schedule. There's no such thing as wasting time. There's no such thing as wasting time. Your awareness of time. Time only exists because you're aware, therefore you create time. Therefore this concept that you can't sit still, you can't sit at the beach, you can't sit next to a tree, under a tree and watch the sunlight trickle through the leaves is crap. That's all that matters. Stop filling your schedule with all these things that are constantly rushing. You're in the shower wondering when you're going to get the appointment on time. You're on the appointment, you're wondering when you get to lunch on time. While you're at lunch, you're wondering, you're never actually anywhere. You're just constantly thinking of yourself like an Outlook schedule, blocking out time. Release some of those unnecessary things and just be present. Number 4, put yourself first. If you don't put yourself first, no one else will. Now this is really hard for a lot of people, especially mothers, because they're so beautiful and giving, and they hear this, put myself first, like never even crossed my mind, that's crazy. Well, it's important to know that there's only one relationship. That's the relationship to yourself. And the relationship to yourself and the quality of the relationship to yourself filters through all your other relationships. An example would be, as you start to love yourself and exercise and have more energy, the people who come into your life who need you meet a person with more love and more energy. Therefore, the quality of your interactions increase. You didn't have to focus on them, you focused on you, and therefore through you, the love that came through you was of a higher quality. Put yourself first. Remind yourself of that constantly. And the final way to constantly appreciate the most important thing in the world is to allow the present to reveal the most important thing. You don't have to stress about what's the most important thing to do right now. It will reveal itself to you. Relationships will come into your life. Job opportunities will come into your life. Dining opportunities, theatre opportunities, they'll all come into your life. And whatever comes into your life, there you go. That's the most important thing in the world. If you get picked up for a parking ticket, right, or a speeding ticket, that speeding ticket is the most important thing in your life. You need to focus on that and allow it to happen and be there. Quite often, we have too many most important things, and there can only ever be one. There's a great movie called Highlander, and the catchphrase, there can be only one, and there can only be one thing. You can only do one thing right now. Keep doing those one things, and treat them like the most important things in the world, and you'll live an amazing life. So many people go out to do the easy things and end up living a difficult life. And sometimes when you do the difficult things, you live an easy life. That's something to think about. I can't wait to see you tomorrow, but until then, goodbye.